I was once in the house of Sheikh Rabi', myself and some other brothers. I think it was in the year 2002 or 2003. We were sitting in the house of Sheikh Rabi', and some individual came from Kerala in India. I think that's the place. You recognize the place name? Kerala. And who's an Indian here? Kerala in India. No one. Alhamdulillah. No one? From Kerala in India. He said, we have come from a jama'ah such and such from India to Sheikh Rabi'. He had some paperwork. He said, Ya Sheikh, we organize the biggest conference you can imagine. Probably the biggest in the dunya in terms of numbers. So he had a friend with him translating for him. He said, yes, Ya Sheikh. He said, they have in attendance over 1 million people at one conference. One conference, 1 million people. Sheikh asked one question. He goes, are you upon Salafiyah? He said, yes. He said, you're upon Salafiyah? He said, yes. I think the Sheikh had never heard of them before. He said, okay. He said, Ya Sheikh, we want to invite some of the speakers. Will you come? The Sheikh said, no. And I can't come. He said, anyway, I have to look at your paperwork and then we'll see, inshallah, anyway. He said, in the meantime, who do you want? How will they speak? He said, Ya Sheikh, some of them will speak Arabic and we'll have a translator to translate into Hindi or into English. He said, but most lectures are in English. So Sheikh Rabi said, well, invite this one and that one. And he pointed to two of us. He pointed towards myself and towards the brother Abdul Razak, Hafidhullah, from the brothers in Saudi Arabia presently, San'ani. Pointed towards us two and he said, you can invite these two. So afterwards he said to me, can I take your details? I said, I'm going back to England, contact me in England, then we'll see. So he contacted me in England and he faxed through the invite. And then he phoned. I said, this invite is good. I just want to see the list of people that you are inviting. Who else you're inviting? He sent me the list and what he had gathered between, apart from the grave worshippers, he had invited everybody else to give a lecture. So there were Ikhwanis there were Turathis there were people from America, the likes of Jamal Badawi and these types of people. So he rang, I said, are you the head of the body? He said, no, I'm not the head, I'm just the head of the organization, the part of the committee that sends out the invitations, and I decide who comes or doesn't come. I said, then from this list that you sent me, can I give you some nasiha? He said, yes. I said, out of the 19 or 20 names that he had, I said, there's probably 4 that I would say are upon Salafiyah. There's 3 that I don't know of, I've never heard of, and all of the rest are Ikhwani. So there were 3 or 4 upon Salafiyah, 3 or 4 I never heard of. The rest of the 15 odd, all of them Ikhwanis, well known. So I said, take all of those names off, and I'll give you names that are better than those names. From the Mashaykh of Kuwait, from the Mashaykh of the Mamlaka, from Saudi Arabia, from, if you want, du'at from the West, we'll fill the whole lineup for you. And you can have your 1 million people come and listen to Salafiyah. So he said, okay, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. He must have thought about it because he never got back to me. So yeah, Ikhwan is not about numbers. Anyway, later on, I think 3 years later, Sheikh Ubaid al-Jabri warned against them. After advising them, he warned against them. And he said, I warn you against this Jama'ah from Kerala. I warn you against them, that you do not cooperate with them up until they stick to the manhaj of the Salaf in every affair, not just try to gather the people just for the sake of gathering.